friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today we are going to be talking about my TBR for the Reading Rush. I'm so excited to be participating in this readathon again. This will be my fourth or fifth time, I think, participating. I might have participated before I even joined BookTube when it used to be called BookTubeathon. And it's something that I've done every year. I don't always do all the extra challenges like the Instagram and video challenges, but I love the reading challenges and I love participating, and I'm so excited for another year of participating. How many times can I say participate in one little sentence there? Anyways, there are 7 different challenges and I have quite a few books here and a lot of overlap. So I'm giving myself a lot of wiggle room, and that's just the way that I like it, especially for a readathon. And some of these are quite short, and I'm hoping that I can get through a bunch of them. The Reading Rush takes place from July 20th to the 26th, and I will be going back to New York that week. I will be working on Monday the 20th, and then right after work, I will be traveling back to New York to visit my mom and sister because I have the rest of the week off. So I will be bringing all of these books with me, and we'll see what happens during that week. I should also say that the Reading Rush is hosted by Raylene LeMay and Ariel Bissett, and I will link the Reading Rush channel down below so you can get all the information from them. They have a website and a merch that you can purchase and all of that fun stuff as well. So it's really fun to look into, and if you haven't thought about participating, maybe you should, because it's a lot of fun. All right, there are 7 challenges and I have a lot of overlap in my choices. Let's just jump right in. Challenge number 1 is to read a book that matches the color of your birthstone. I am a July baby, as you know, and I have 2 books that have red in them. Ruby is my birthstone, and I probably should have looked for something a little more ruby-ish. These are pretty bright red, more like a garnet, which I think is January. But we're gonna just go with it. So I have a little book here that I just recently hauled. This is a nonfiction by Catherine Rundell, Why You Should Read Children's Books, even though you are so old and wise. This is a book that was gifted to me by Amanda at the Curly Reader, and I just thought something like this is perfect for a readathon to up those numbers. Not like numbers matter, I don't care, I just still really want to read it, and it should be quick read in an hour or 2, and I'm really excited for this one. And the other red book that I chose is The Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren. I have this out from the library right now. I have had mixed feelings about Christina Lauren's books. They are a writing duo who write contemporary romance, and some I've really enjoyed, like The Unhoneymooners, and what was the other one that I really liked? Love in Other Words. And then some I didn't care for as much, like her relatively newer one, Twice in a Blue Moon, I didn't care for as much. But I'm willing to give them another shot, and a contemporary romance is usually a quick read for me and a lot of fun for summertime, so I'm throwing this on my pile for the Reading Rush. The second challenge is to read a book that starts with the word the. So I already have The Honey Don't List, starts with the. And I also have another super short one here that I have out from the library, The Uncommon Reader by Alan Bennett. And this is just a super short little, almost novella, I guess you'd call it, right? And this is about the Queen of England who goes for a walk or something and finds this book cart and then strikes up a friendship with the man who runs the book cart. Her corgis stray into mobile library parked near Buckingham Palace. The Queen feels duty-bound to borrow a book. Discovering the joy of reading widely and intelligently, she finds her view of the world changes dramatically. Abetted in her newfound obsession by Norman, a young man from the royal kitchens, the Queen comes to question the prescribed order of the world and loses patience with the routines of her role as monarch. Her new passion for reading initially alarms the palace staff and soon leads to surprising and very funny consequences for the country at large. I mean, this just sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited for this one. The third prompt is to read a book that inspired a movie you've already seen. So it's kind of like a book to movie adaptation prompt, only backwards, like you saw the movie first. Usually as readers, as hardcore readers, we like to read the book first and then watch the movie, but we all have those movies that we've seen first. And I have 2 options here. Both are kind of middle grade books, or a young reader. I have already read this book, so this would be a reread, but I did see the movie first. So The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. This is one of my Christmas books that was gifted to me by Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library. So I would like to reread this one, and it also starts with the word the. So this is an option for that prompt. And also Lion, A Long Way Home by Saru Brierley. This is the Young Readers Edition. This is another nonfiction memoir about this young boy from India who is separated from his family and has to survive on his own for a little bit, and then somehow he gets adopted by a family in Australia, and then as a young man he returns to India to then search for his birth family. The movie was incredibly moving. I cried buckets, and ever since have really wanted to read his memoir. So I'm really looking forward to reading this Young Readers Edition of it. I feel like a Young Readers Edition will be great for a readathon because it'll be quicker maybe than the adult version. But I've had this for a little while on my shelves. It has also been recommended to me to read this year, so very excited to get to this one. Hopefully. We'll see. Number 4 is a fun one. I'm excited for this. Number 4 challenge is to read the first book that you touch. So I have a couple books here. I'm just gonna put them all in a bag and like shake it up, mix them around, and then reach in and grab one. We're gonna see how this works. Let me show you what I have. I have 2 off of my July TBR, One to Watch, which I've talked about quite a bit, by Kate Stayman London. I'm putting in Una Out of Order by Margarita Montemore. These are both kind of contemporary-ish. Another somewhat magical realism that's on my summer pile of books that I want to read this summer. Well, it wasn't going to be, but then I found it in a little free library and I decided to throw it on my summer pile because this is one that was from Modern Mrs. Darcy's Summer Reading Guide. So I'll throw that in there. And then I'm really excited to read Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This is a YA written in verse, and I've just heard that this is so incredibly well done and very powerful. So I'm going to throw this in there. And also a book that I haven't hauled yet that I just purchased recently is Dear Martin by Nick Stone, about a young teenage boy who writes letters to Martin Luther King about race issues and growing up as a black kid in his school and in the world. And I have also heard just wonderful things about this one. So I'm going to put all of those in the bag. And let's be honest, some of them might come with me even if they don't get touched first. But I'm going to put them in there. I'm going to move them around without. This bag is not big enough. I have too many books. I want to stand them all up. Okay. All right, they're all in there. I'm gonna hide my face and reach in. Oh, can I get in there? I'm touching one. What is this? All right, Una Out of Order is the one that I was touching. I don't know if you could see that because I was hiding my face. This is the one that's going on my TBR. I've heard that this is a quick read. Probably should be able to read it in just a couple days. So far, it's the longest of what I have, so we'll see. But to be honest, some of those are probably gonna come home with me for the week too, so you'll have to keep an eye out. I'm hoping to vlog during the week. Anyways, number 5 is to read a book completely outside of your home. Well, all of these, except for what I read, no, because I'm leaving for where I work on Monday. I have to be at work at 7. So all of these will be read outside of my home because I will be either at my mom's house or at work or in the car listening to an audiobook, which who knows what audiobook I'll listen to at that point. But so yes, all of them will be outside of my house. Number 6 is to read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. 2 of these are nonfiction, and so I do always wish that I read more nonfiction. So these could count for this prompt, but I also have here a graphic novel. This is called Here, and I don't even know who, Richard McGuire. Richard McGuire is the illustrator. This doesn't have very many words. It's mostly illustrations. I heard this talked about by Amy Poole a long time ago, and it's basically like one spot and all of the different homes and families that were in that one place and how that changes through the years and decades even. And I've been wanting to read this ever since I heard her talk about it, and then thought to throw it on my library holds last week, and it came in. So this is a graphic novel, sort of. I mean, it's still a graphic novel, right? Because it's all pictures, even though it's not as much a novel. But graphic novels are very hit or miss for me, and I'm always eager to try different ones to see if I can find one that I love, and maybe this will be the one that I end up loving. So I have the 2 nonfiction and also a graphic novel, which could also fit for this prompt. And then number 7 is to read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. So Lion takes place in India and Australia. Uncommon Reader takes place in England, so that would be Europe. And then The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is in Germany or Poland, and that's also Europe. So any of those 3 could count for a different continent. Putting it all together, here is my stack for the Reading Rush 2020. I'm really excited. I definitely feel like I can get through all 7 of these books. I always do have a lot of reading time when I'm at mom's. These 2 are a little bit longer. This graphic novel will be super easy, middle grade, and then these 2 teeny tiny books. So very possible I can get through all of these, and I will have an audiobook that I will read as well because I'll be traveling, and it's like a 10-hour drive. And if I don't get to it before then, one to watch and definitely Long Way Down. If I don't get to these ahead of time, these will be thrown on the pile to come home with me as well. So we'll see. You guys will have to watch. I am planning on vlogging as well during the week, so stay tuned, I guess. Let me know down below if you've read any of these, if you are excited for me to read any of them, and if you're going to be participating in the Reading Rush. I'm so excited to be doing it again this year, and I hope that you join in. Let's chat in the comments below about these books or about anything else you want to chat about, and I will be talking to you in another video very soon. Bye.